Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play a fingerstyle arrangement of the song Apocalypse. So let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to cover the intro, verse, and chorus, which are the main sections in this song. The rest of the parts after that are based on the same idea, but they have slight variations. If you like this video, I'll make another part 2 video which will cover all those parts and the bridge and the outro. So for this arrangement, we are in standard tuning and you need to put a capo on the 5th fret of your guitar. Also, all the tabs for the entire arrangement of the full song are available on my Patreon page. So let's start with the first part, which is the intro. It sounds like this. So we start off by playing this part. Here on the left hand you have a C major chord. You have the 3rd fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string and 1st fret of the 2nd string. So on the right hand you played this. So here you're plucking the bass note, the 5th string and the open 1st string together. Plug them together like that. Then you play the 2nd string and then you slap and ring the 3rd string. Like that. So here you're playing the 3rd string but with a slap. So in case you don't know that technique, I'll explain it really briefly. So this is called the slap and strum technique. Here you're doing two things together. You're using your index finger and with this motion, you're playing the 3rd string. Like that. And at the same time, you're slapping your thumb onto the lower strings to create that percussive sound. Like that. So you do both of them together at the same time. And you get that. So now right after the slap, you have this. So here you're plucking the 5th string and the 4th string together. I'll do it again really slow. And after that you have this part. So here again you're playing the open 1st string, then the 2nd string, then you're slapping ringing the 3rd string, just like the last time, and then you're plucking the 4th string, just the 4th string now this time. You're not plucking it with the 5th string like the last time. Like that. So if you add this part with the previous parts, you get this all together. One more time really slow. And after that you change to an A minor chord. So now you have the 2nd fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string and 1st fret of the 2nd string. And on the right hand the picking pattern remains the same as the previous chord. So you have this. So I'll explain it really briefly. So you start by plucking the open 5th string and the open 1st string together. Then you pluck the 2nd string and then you slap and ring the 3rd string. And then you plug the 5th and 4th string together, the bass note and the 4th string. So you get this. And right after that you have this part, where you're playing the open 1st string, then the 2nd string, then you're slapping and ringing the 3rd string, and then you're playing just the 4th string. Like that. So if you add this with the previous part, all together you get this. And then you have this part. So here you're switching to an E minor chord where you just need to hold down the note on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So here the right hand picking pattern is very similar. The bass note changes to the 6th string now, the open 6th string. So you start by plucking the open 6th string and the open 1st string together. Then you play the 2nd string. Then you slap and ring the 3rd string. And after that you play the 6th string and the 4th string together. So altogether again you get this. And then you add this part. So here you're playing the first string, then the second string, then you're slapping and ringing the third string, and then you're playing the fourth string. So when you add this with the previous part on the E minor chord, altogether you get this. And after that you're changing to the last chord, which is a G major chord, where you need to hold down the third fret of the sixth string. All the rest of the strings are open. On the right hand, the picking pattern is exactly the same as the E minor chord. So you plug the sixth and the first string together, then the second string, then slap and ring the third string, and then you plug the sixth and fourth string together. So all together. And then you add this part. So here you're playing the first string, then the second string, then slapping and ringing the third string, and then just the fourth string. So altogether you get this on the G major chord. So if you play it all the way from the very beginning, from the C major chord, you get this so far. And then you just have to repeat this entire thing. The first three chords are exactly the same, but the fourth chord, which is the G major, has a little variation. So it sounds like this. So here you play the first three chords, the C major, A minor and E minor chord, exactly the same as the last time. And on the G major chord, you have this. So just like earlier, you start by holding the note on the third fret of the sixth string, and on the right hand you play this. So here you're plucking the sixth string and the first string together. Then you're playing the second string, slapping and ringing the third string, and then plucking the sixth and fourth string together. And then after this you have this part, which is new. So here you're playing the open first string and then the open second string, and then you're slapping and ringing these two strings, which is the third string and the second string. Both of them are open. You play them with a slap, and then you play the note on the first fret of the second string. So you have this in the end. So the entire part sounds like this. So that's the whole intro. I'll play the whole thing once again just to recap. And after the intro we have the first verse, which sounds like this. So right after you played the last part from the intro, now you change to the C major chord. So here you have a regular C major chord. You have the third fret of the fifth string, second fret of the fourth string, and first fret of the second string. So you start by playing this. So you play the bass note, the 5th string, then you plug the 3rd and 2nd string together, and then you slap and ring the chord. So you're slapping and ringing the 3rd and 2nd string again, like that. And after that you have this part. So there again you're playing the 5th string, then you're playing the 2nd string 2 times, and then you're slapping and ringing the chord. And after that, in the end, just play the 2nd string again. So you get this. And if you add this with the previous part, altogether you get this on the C major chord. One more time, really slow. And right after the C major chord, you have this part on the A minor chord. So there you're changing to an A minor chord. You have the 2nd fret of the 4th and 3rd string and the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So you start by plucking the open 5th string, 3rd string and the 2nd string together. Then you pluck just the 2nd string, and then you slap and ring the chord, like that. So there you're slapping and ringing these 2 strings, the 3rd and 2nd string, these 2. You're playing them with the slap. One more time. And then you have this part. So there you're playing the open 5th string again. Then you're playing just the 2nd string. Then you're slapping and ringing the chord again, like that. And then you're lifting your index finger up and playing the open 2nd string now, like that. I'll do that again. Now if you add this to the previous part, altogether you get this on the A minor chord. One more time. So if you play it from the very beginning, from the C major chord till this point, you have this so far. And then you have this part. So here you're just playing the bass line. So you're playing the open 6th string here, which is the bass note. So you plug the string once, and then you slap and mute the string. Then you play the string again, and then you slap and mute it again one more time. So altogether you get this. I'll do that again. And right after the 2nd slap, you play the bass note again for a very short duration, like this. I play it from the start, like that. I'll play it once again for you. And then you change the bass note to the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So you hold that down with your ring finger, and now you play this. So now while holding that note, you play the 6th string again and then mute it just like the last time. And then play it again. So altogether you get this. And right after playing the bass note for the 2nd time, you add this part. So you start by playing the open 2nd string, and then you slap and ring this part of the chord, the 3rd and 2nd string. Then you add your index finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string and play that note. Like that. So altogether you have this from the previous chord. So I'll play it once from the very beginning of the verse till this point. So you have this so far. And after that, for the next part, you have this. So for the first chord, the C major, everything remains the same. It's exactly the same as what you played earlier. And then you have this on the A minor chord. So there again, the first part till the slap is exactly the same as earlier. And then you have this part. So here you play the bass note, the open 5th string once. Then you plug the 2nd string 2 times. And then you add a slap. So here this is just a regular thumb slap. You're not ringing any strings with the slap. You're just slapping your thumb onto the lower strings to create that percussive sound. And then you play the open 2nd string. So you lift this finger up and play the open 2nd string now. So all together. And if you add this to the previous part, and then you have the bass line part, which is slightly different this time. So here you play this. So you're playing the bass note 2 times, then slapping and muting, then playing it again, and then slapping and muting again, like that. And then in the end you add the very short bass note, just like the last time, like that. I'll play it again really slow. And then you have this part. So here you're holding the 3rd fret of the 6th string, just like the last time. You play it 2 times, then slap and mute, and then play it again. And then you have this part. So here you're adding your index finger onto the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And on the right hand you're slapping and ringing these two, the open 3rd string and the 2nd string. You're playing them with the slap. And after that you play just the note on the 2nd string in the end, like that. So all together you get this from the previous chord. So that's the whole verse. I'll play the whole thing once again just to recap. It sounds like this. And after that we have the chorus, which sounds like this. So right after you played that last chord from the verse, now you change to an F major chord. So here you have to hold the notes on the 1st fret of the 6th string. You have to hold that with the thumb, the 3rd fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and the 1st fret of the 2nd string. So on the right hand you start by playing this. So you plug the 6th, 3rd and 2nd string all together first, and then you plug just the 2nd string, like that. And after that you slap and ring the chord. So there you're playing the 3rd and 2nd string, these two, but you're playing that with the slap, like that. I'll play that again. And then you have this. So here first you plug the 6th string and the 2nd string together, and then you plug just the 2nd string 2 more times after that, like that. So all together, if you add this with the previous part, you get this. I'll do that again. And then you have this part. So here you're slapping and ringing this part of the chord. The 3rd, 2nd and 1st string. The 1st string there is open. So you slap and ring this. Then you add your little finger onto the 3rd fret of the 1st string and play that note, like that. I'll do that again. And all together you get this. And then you have this part. So here you're changing from the F major chord back to the C major chord, and you're playing it just like how we played it in the intro. So you plug the 5th string and the 1st string together, then plug the 2nd string, then slap and ring the 3rd string, and then plug the 5th and 4th string together. After that you play the 1st string and then the 2nd string right after that. And then you have this part. So there you're slapping and ringing this part of the chord, the open 3rd string and the 2nd string together. And then you're playing just the 2nd string after that, like that. I'll do that again really slow. So all together from the start, so far you have this. And then you just repeat this part again on the F major chord. Exactly the same as earlier. And now you change to an A minor chord. So here you're playing the exact same part that you played on the C major chord previously. Earlier you played this. You're playing the exact same right hand pattern on the A minor chord. So again, all together from the start we have this so far. And then you have this part. So here you're playing the F major chord again. So you change back to the F major chord. And now on the right hand you play this. So here, just like earlier, you start off by plucking the 6th, 3rd and 2nd string together. Then plug the 2nd string. And then slap and ring the chord. And then you have this part. So again, just like earlier, plug the 6th and 2nd string together. And then plug just the 2nd string 2 more times. So all together you get this. And then you add this part. So there you're slapping and ringing the chord again. And then playing just the 2nd string after that. I'll play that again. And then you have this part. So here you're changing to the G major chord again, where you're just holding the note on the 3rd fret of the 6th string with the ring finger. On the right hand you play this. So you first plug the 6th string, the open 3rd string and the open 2nd string together. Then you slap and ring this part of the chord, the 3rd and 2nd string, both of them are open. Then you play the bass note, the 6th string. I'll play that again. And then you plug just the open 2nd string after that. And then you slap and ring these two, the open 3rd and 2nd string. Then you add your index finger onto the 1st fret of the 2nd string and play that note. So altogether you get this on the G major chord. One more time. So if I play it once from the very beginning of the chorus till this point, we have this so far. And then you have this part. So here you're back on the C major chord and you're playing exactly the same thing that you played in the intro of the song. Like that. Exactly the same as what you played in the intro. And then you change to this chord. So here you're changing back to the G major chord again, where you're just holding the 3rd fret of the 6th string with the ring finger. On the right hand now you play this. You plug the 6th string and the open 1st string together, then the 2nd string, then you slap and ring the 3rd string, then you plug these two together, the 6th string and the open 4th string. And then you do this. So here you're plucking the bass note, the note on the 3rd fret here of the 6th string. You play the note and then slap and mute. And then you play it again one more time. Like that. So altogether the whole portion on the G major chord sounds like this. One more time. So that's the whole chorus. I'll play the whole thing once from the start just to recap. It sounds like this. And if you choose to end the song here after the chorus, you can choose to end it on a C major chord. Like that. Just play a C major chord in the end. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this helped. All the tabs for the entire arrangement are available on my Patreon page. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.